drumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, tearing my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
So, by now you already know who our special guest is. Welcome to the TheSakShow, show brought to you by MacCoffee, Power Your Now. Of course, a shout out to our sponsors, Royal Orchid Azure, Bollywood Casino, and the Wet Lounge. Alisha Popat, welcome on board.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for spraying time and coming here. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And wow, you are indeed blessed with a lovely voice.
Oh man, it's taken a lot of time and training and effort to get there, I tell you. But thank you, I appreciate that.
So that's the story you want to find out.
Yeah.
To tell us, Alisha, have you always been into music as a child?
Since I can remember. So my mommy used to tell me that when I was little, while she was pregnant, she would have her Walkman and then one earphone in her ear and one on her belly.
That's so cute.
And she also told me that I could sing before I could speak. I was humming at 18 months. I sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I mean, music has always been such a big part of my family, and my uncle Nagib and my mom, and so I've always had like a sort of like a soundtrack to my life, whether it's in the car or at home or in the kitchen. And so yeah, I mean, music's always been such a big part of my world, and it was almost like an inevitable choice.
Okay, so it was by default, it was there.
It was there. it couldn't be denied in any way, But yeah.
So getting the perfect voice out of you. I mean, at what age did you actually start singing?
So I mean.
Professionally, we can say that.
I think, professionally was about 2008.
Okay.
Or I mean, it's slightly before that. So I used to do, I used to sing in primary school. I was part of all the plays and all the rest of it. And then in high school, I joined an all-girls band.
Oh.
We had like 3 shows, but people loved it. And then, in university, things started getting a little more serious. Sort of did the open mic scenes in and around university. Joined a band, and then joined a theatrical dining venue called Stardust, which basically sort of changed me from just a singer to a performer. But I think, before that, I'm such a family-orientated girl. My family used to make me perform at every event, every wedding, every birthday, every random dinner, since I was like 6 years old.
That's good. I mean, it's nice to know they actually pushed you into it.
Oh no,
generally parents would be like, singing,
no, singing, exactly.
It doesn't have a bright future and this, that.
I think they were definitely pushing me towards sort of being creative. I don't think that they thought I would actually get into music when I was older.
So did you go for some professional vocal training or something?
I think maybe for 2 years when I was in primary school.
Locally here?
Locally here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I mean 1 or 2 sort of classes here and there, but I didn't really properly do vocal training. It's not too late. I'm still trying to find a really good vocal teacher now.
Yeah. All right. Well, you don't need much training.
Oh no, I definitely do.
But as you say, no auto-tune required for this. Now tell me, Alisha, when it came to music, it's always been in your family, as you said.
Yeah.
But when was your first major breakthrough?
Musical break.
Yeah, I know. Before you used to do covers, before you started your own songs.
Yeah, I mean, I still do covers.
Okay.
The reason is, I wanted to find a way in which to build sort of the gap between the Kenyan music industry and the international music industry. Now, as a small little girl from Nairobi, how was I to do that? Especially with my style of music, which, especially 5-6 years ago, not a lot of mass Kenyans really knew like a lot of alternative, indie music. So I had some advice from a couple of YouTubers that I'd done songs with, and they basically said, everyone likes like a good rendition of a cover, especially with a niche, if you can put a spin on it. So they said, why don't you collaborate with people around the world who desperately want to come and see Africa, right? And contribute to different organizations and things like that. And take covers, put your little unique spin on them, get them out, get a following, like a proper, you know, following, like content every 3 months, really, really good quality videos.
Good content.
And then once you put your own music out there, people will actually buy it because you already have the following.
It's true. I mean, it's the right approach.
I mean, it's one approach of many, but I understood that approach, and you know, I decided to put the sort of the African flavor in all of these songs and showcase the beauty of our country, and so I think that it worked. You know, this approach works pretty well. Maybe I shouldn't have taken 5 years to do it because, you know, everyone keeps asking me, why have you not released your own originals? You're not really seen as a singer-songwriter unless you have your own stuff. And it's in the pipeline.
Okay,
and it's coming
that's
out.
Awesome.
It's happening.
So still on the cover stage, I mean, I remember We Found Love.
Yes.
That was like big. I mean, the song was big, yes, but
that
your
was the
cover
break.
was huge.
Huge. That was the break.
That cover was like, wow. Even when I heard it, I was like, okay. Playlist is there.
I'm so happy. So those were two very big moments in my life. Was singing at the 2010 World Cup.
Yeah. Did the cover happen before then or after that?
After.
After that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was super lucky to you know, to have been part of that. That was a crazy experience altogether.
Yeah.
And then the cover happened at the sort of the meeting and the collaboration with Lindsay Sterling happened after that, and that was basically what boosted my YouTube career.
So let me ask you one question. Why did you pick that particular song?
It was trending at the time.
That was the main sole reason as such.
Yes, it was trending at the time. Lindsay and I both liked it, and we wanted to sort of, we changed the lyrics from "We found love in a hopeless place" to a whole new place. Because there was this idea of, you know, sort of outside individuals who don't have a clear idea of what Africa or Kenya is, coming into the country and experiencing it, you know, firsthand.
And no pressure there being in, like, we'll be like compared to Rihanna.
Oh no! I mean, that was a lot of pressure, but we changed it up so much that there could have been like a comparison.
And before that, there was one major achievement, which everybody speaks about.
The World Cup.
Yes, I mean, wow. I mean, I'm sure we can spare like 10 minutes and we can just go on about that.
I promise you. Yeah. It's such an emotional feeling for me, just taking myself back to that spot. Being on that stage in front of 80,000 people, having the opportunity as
Tell us, you know, we would love to know, I mean, even the viewers would love to know how it all happened from scratch, how you got that opportunity, and then combining with Salim Sulaiman and the whole shebang.
I was very lucky. It was nothing about sort of my vocal achievements over any other musician or anything like that. It was being sort of at the right place, at the right time, with the right networks.
Blessed.
Blessed. Yeah, completely blessed. So basically, it was a collaboration between Kareem Jamal, who wanted to write a song. He got Salim and Sulaiman to basically sort of facilitate that. They wanted to find some sort of, you know, Kenyan and African artists. They got my aunt Alisha Popat involved. In this, you know, sort of beautiful collaborative thing, through different sort of sources. They got Lois Obala from South Africa in there, and then Eric Wainaina. And then they were looking for sort of a backup vocalist, and you know, and through basically meeting everybody, they decided that, you know, I would be a good fit. And then all of a sudden, we were in India. Me, Eric, Salim,
so the whole thing was
Kareem
produced
Jamal,
in India.
Sitting there producing this incredible song. I mean, me as like this tiny little musician with all of these great
giants
artists
around you,
and I'm just thinking, what is going on? What have I done so right here that I'm in this spot? And then 2-3 months later, we were standing on the World Cup stage right before Shakira.
I mean, how was that? That was like,
you know, I think that's the defining moment for me when I realized that. I'd just done my master's. In fact, I was doing my thesis. I mean, my honors. I was doing my thesis like right in between that process of the World Cup, and you know, and I was a sort of a media personality, and you know, doing journalism. And I think it was at that specific moment where I said to myself, "What am I doing? I know that I know what I was born to do. Whether I'm great at it or not, this is where I want to be. I want to make a difference in the world, but using this platform, using a stage and my voice."
Moment that was there.
That was it. Standing on that stage, I said, "That's it. Everything else can sort of go on the back burner. I'm pursuing my dream 100%. I'm going with it."
What I like about it is that you actually bring a live element to it. You have your own band or something?
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I started as the process of a musician, as a solo artist. You always meet different bands, artists, you know, performers. And so my sort of progression through having different bands has got to a place where it's so beautiful at the moment. I'm so happy in this space. I met this incredible artist, Elvis, who's a Nigerian artist. He came here to USIU to study. He opened up for one of my shows. Yeah. And I thought, wow, man, I can't get on stage now. He's absolutely amazing. Went up to him and I said, look, I want to help you out. You know, this industry is really, really difficult for a breakthrough, but you deserve to be at the top of your game. Let me help you out, and let's sort of start making music together. And all of a sudden, you know, me and Elvis sort of formed like a little partnership, and then we met another a really incredible guitarist called Jason Katusime. I mean, he's unbelievable. And then the three of us formed like a trio. Wow. So that's like our main band. It's something really, really unique and different to what Kenya has seen. Yeah. You know, beautifully, like lots of beautiful vocal elements and harmonies. And then when, for example, if for corporate events or whatever, we need a full band, we have our...
You have your full band as well.
Our friends, exactly.
Okay. How would you compare like the Kenyan music scene compared to the international platforms?
The only difference is that we don't have the exposure here.
The exposure.
The potential in this country musically is absolutely enormous. Yeah. But unfortunately, we don't have, again, the sort of the understanding of so many different genres of music, and we don't support our own artists. We really don't. Artists don't generally.
We rather bring somebody from outside, pay them $1 million.
And why don't we do it here for our own artists? And also, you know, for example, we're hosting an open mic session every Thursday at Treehouse, and you can't believe the kind of potential that you see on that
talent
stage.
Is there, yeah.
There's too much talent. It's just nobody's there to basically sort of to nurture it and put it in the right avenues, the right distribution and exposure. So for me, there isn't much of a difference between the outside world and us. We have so much going on here. It's just it's slowly being tapped into.
But that brings me to the next. You still not sign on to a record label or something?
No.
For any particular reason, or do you want to create your own record label?
I think record labels are. I hesitate to say a thing of the past, but sort of slowly being phased out because there's no real requirement. Yeah. It's not like what it used to be when you take your tapes or your mixtapes or your discs and drop them at all the record labels and shop around. You know, now you have YouTube and Instagram and sort of the big worldwide web to you know to showcase your talent, and you can make a lot of money through YouTube, iTunes.
But maybe the direction that's missing could be shown via the record label. 100%.
I think if you are young and you know, young, super driven, and you need an entity to basically mold you in a direction that is sort of commercial or that can make money out of it, or can help you out with so how about this? You do this production with this team and let this songwriter write your songs or whatever. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And I think for me, when I was younger, I mean, the only time I got approached twice by two record labels, and both sort of contracts weren't anything.
It's a win for them, not for you, right?
Yeah, and also I mean, I think I was more just scared to take that risk than anything else, and you know, I'm really happy. I'm happy sort of where I am as an independent artist, being able to kind of choose my own.
True. It's on your own terms now, yeah. Brilliant stuff, guys. The beautiful Alisha, who's just gorgeous on the outside, also on the inside.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this. No, Alisha, tell me, you know, people say that, you know, these are international friends of mine. Right. They're like, you know, we don't want to release albums. We're happy with singles. Albums days are gone. What's your take on that?
Man, I love the idea of an album. I realize that it's slowly also being phased out, but an album tells a story from beginning to the end, from song 1 to song 7 or 8. But it does actually make sense nowadays, for example, to release sort of singles with videos, put it out on YouTube, hype it up, and then maybe an EP you know, sort of extended playlist, or maybe 2-3 songs, and then finally, you know, an album at the end of it with a nice bonus track or something. But yes, it's true. The days of putting out a full...
Which direction are you going into then?
EP.
Do we expect something coming out soon?
I've made so many promises to so many people. You know who you are. And I'm just being pushed to get this album out because I've been too scared to do it. And it's
so the album's ready. You just have to.
There's like 2 songs that are still sort of in the process of being ready. But yes, it's ready. So 120%, and viewers at home, you can shame me if I don't get this out by February. But February is the date.
Awesome. Yes. So Alisha, you have your own production house at the moment.
Yes, so basically, you know, music doesn't pay all the bills.
Yeah.
And I you know, I love production so much. So I decided that I love to travel as well. So I thought, okay, why can't I put it all together in one nicely neat package? So I studied, you know, social media. I love to travel. I love to create videos. What can I do? So I basically sort of opened up a sort of a creative sort of content company. We basically create content, visual content, photographs, videos, memes, vines for different travel companies, hotels, lodges, bespoke places. Because I also realize here in Kenya is that we don't use social media and social influences in the way that we should to promote. Visual elements, basically, people are more likely to be engaged. Sort of 67%, I think, was the tally of engagement with visuals rather than text. You know, conceptual virtual tours using using YouTube and stuff is the best way to promote a place.
That's the way. That's the direction.
Hashtags. You know, you don't go to people's websites anymore. If you go to TripAdvisor, you see this one spot. You'll hashtag it on Instagram, or you'll put it on YouTube, and you want to watch something. And obviously, the more hits you get, the better. So basically what we do is we use social influences, international and from here, to come in, and then we create beautiful productions for these hotels and lodges, put them online and cross-promote.
Brilliant.
And then, you know, we do also different productions, documentaries, commercials, music videos, but our niche is specifically travel.
Well, brilliant stuff, and we wish you all the best with that. So coming back to music, your biggest influence?
Biggest influence musically, people laugh at this all the time, but I do not care.
Okay.
Bryan Adams.
Oh, I wouldn't laugh at that.
I just love that man to absolute, I love him to pieces.
Legend.
He's an absolute legend.
He is.
So I think he was definitely the man that, you know, when I was sad or happy or whatever emotion I felt, listen to Bryan Adams and would just motivate me. Recently though, the kind of influences or people that I'm motivated by, Florence and the Machines, Lana Del Rey of Monsters and Men, you know, those kind of artists, it's amazing.
So tell me, currently, off the cuff, your current 3 favorite songs?
Current 3 favorite songs. Okay. Never Let Me Go is a Florence and Machine song that I'm absolutely addicted to. Paolo Nutini, Pencil Full of Lead. And third would probably be Cordeline, Love Is in the Air.
Okay. Any particular artist you'd love to open for?
Paolo Nutini.
Okay.
If I had to choose.
Alisha, do you have a favorite? I like your feather.
Thank you very much.
That's brilliant. Do you have anything lucky that you always wear? Like a jacket or an earring or something?
You know, it's really interesting. I don't often do a show without one of my friend Ambika's feather pieces. Thank you. She's incredible. And shoes play a really big part. I don't think I could ever do a show with flat shoes. For some reason, that just doesn't, you know,
so
as a performer, you need
a heel person, huh?
I'm a boots with heels person.
Nice.
Because I'm short.
Coming to your performances, I mean, you know, you are a performer. There are those singers who can sing. There are those singers who can sing very well in the studio. There are those who can sing very well in the bathroom. But you are like, you know, you also entertain people at the same time. Did you do a course for it, or was there a particular process for that?
Yeah, there actually was. I mean, I used to always sing with my eyes closed, always. And then I started working for this theatrical dining venue in South Africa. And they actually gave us workshops on how to perform, how to engage the audience. And that's basically where I sort of became a performer and not just a singer. And I think it's incredibly important. You have to be able to connect on so many levels with your audience. You have to be able to connect with your voice, with the music, but you've also got to be able to connect as a person, as a human being, and as an entertainer. I mean, I still think I have a really, really long way to go. I can't dance
for
at
what
all.
you've achieved so far is brilliant. I mean, I just love how you're an Asian artist, you know, and you've crossed over. And it's just brilliant how you're bridging the gap together.
I appreciate that.
And, you know, just keep it going, and I'm sure we'll be running around getting another appointment for you in a few years from now. Yeah? We wish you all the best. Thank you for coming. From our sponsors, just a small hamper for you.
That's so nice.
Some coffee to keep you going.
Thank
and to pen down some more lyrics, and we
Cool.
look forward to your album as well.
Thank you so much,
Thanks so much,
I
Alisha.
really appreciate the opportunity.
Guys, keep watching, like, share, subscribe. It's the SAK Show.